fucking stomach, man.
Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. I'm Tom.
I'm Shane. And we're back here with Avatar: The Last Airbender, Season 1, Episode 6. Last time we went to an earth-bending city, the city of Amashu, and we got to see an aged-up Boomy, Aang's childhood friend. Mm-hmm. And he was a little crazy. We actually had a lot of laughs at that. It was pretty funny.
Hilarious.
And he put him through a series of tests. Crazy, sadistic tests.
Circus music in the background.
Yeah. I was excited for you just to see the earthbenders, their technology. Like how the water benders, from what we saw so far, they don't necessarily use their water bending to help their civilization. Except for maybe catch fish. And of course we only had Katara. But there's,
Well, like the earthbenders, they can almost like literally build.
They can build whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
They can just go through the ground, and then they can use the ground to move them. Like it's insane.
Yeah, the way that they can manipulate the earth is, I think, unique.
Yeah.
Outside of all the other.
But they need earth to manipulate it, though.
Right.
Like fire, it's from your breath. Air is obviously all around you. Water, you do need water. But water is everywhere, like you said, which is an important detail. Anyways, guys, we're still on our way to the North Pole to get some water training. But I imagine maybe Aang, do you think now that he's here in this earthbending city that he might get some training with Boomy?
I wondered that. I kind of thought that might be referenced in the last episode, but it wasn't.
We will see. But before we do, make sure you guys go to Patreon. You can see the next 2 weeks now. You can also see full length for all of our shows, including this. Go there now.
That gets you every time, doesn't it?
It does. Well, it's like in Rick and Morty, which you haven't seen. There's a part where something very disturbing happens in the theme song where Morty is left behind while all these things are chasing to eat him. And right before they dive on him, the shot ends. I hate it. Gets me every time. I hate how they don't have faces.
Great, you're back. What's for dinner?
We've got a few options. First, round nuts, and some kind of oval-shaped nuts, and some rock-shaped nuts that might just be rocks.
You might not forge a lot of food in these type of climates,
Right.
What was that? So we better approach cautiously.
Hello there. I'm Katara. What's your name?
Like,
Nice to meet you.
what's your favorite kind of nut?
Almonds.
Cashews, salted cashews. But I'm talking about healthy.
Great hat. I'll trade you
Walnuts
some
for
nuts
me.
for it.
Walnuts are just so filling.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, you're that kid. Why did you run away before?
You must have me confused with some other kid.
No, she doesn't. We saw you earthbending.
They saw you doing what?
You know how dangerous that is? You know what would happen if they caught you earthbending.
Fire Nation, act natural. What do you want? I've already paid you this week.
The tax just doubled. And we wouldn't want an accident, would we?
Shaking down the poor shop owners.
Yeah.
Nice guy. How long has the Fire Nation been here?
5 years. Fire Lord Ozai uses our town's coal mines to fuel his ships.
But Haru's an earthbender. He can help.
Earthbending is forbidden. It's caused nothing but misery for this village. He must never use his abilities.
What can the Fire Nation do to you that they haven't done already?
They could take Haru away, like they took his father.
My mom said you can sleep here tonight. But you should leave in the morning.
Thanks. I'll make sure Appa doesn't eat all your hay.
How did Appa fit through that door?
I don't know.
It showed his tail going in, but...
I didn't know about your father.
My father was very courageous. When the Fire Nation invaded, he and the other Earthbenders were outnumbered 10 to 1. But they fought back anyway.
So that's why you hide your earthbending.
Yeah. The only way I can feel close to my father now is when I practice my bending.
My mother gave it to me.
It's beautiful.
I lost my mother in a Fire Nation raid. This necklace is all I have left of her.
It's not enough, is it?
No.
The mine!
Jeez Louise. Dude, I would hate to get buried alive, though. Dude, what are you gonna do, kid?
I can't.
Please, there's no one around to see you. It's the only way.
This old man's out there by himself in this mine and it just collapses.
Can't we sleep in for once?
Absolutely not. This village is crawling with Fire Nation troops. If they discover you're here, Aang, we'll be eating fireballs for breakfast. Good night.
I'd rather eat fireballs than nuts.
That's him! That's the Earthbender!
What a little weasel.
Dude, I would kill his ass.
Slow down, Katara. When did this happen?
Haru's mother said they came for him at midnight.
Then it's too late to track him. He's long gone.
We don't need to track him. The Fire Nation is going to take me right to Haru.
That's fun stuff.
Here they come. Get in your places.
It's sure going down.
I'll show you who's boss. Earthbending style.
Lemur. He's earthbending.
You idiot, it's the girl. Oh, of course.
I'll hold her. You've got 12 hours to find Haru. We'll be right behind you.
It's just, I can't believe that guy turned him in. It's just like I'm watching the strain again with my parents, but with my kids. I know you haven't seen it, but I mean, just the idea of Nazi Germany, collaborators. Most of the times you were getting turned in by your fucking neighbors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People who were afraid, so they collaborated. They did terrible shit. Start brainwashing people.
Earthbender, it is my pleasure to welcome you aboard my modest shipyards, and I hope you come to think of me as your humble and caring host. You will succeed here if you simply abide. Simply treat me with the courtesy I
I'm pretty sure this guy is this guy from Star Trek. He's this Asian guy. Because he also plays in Clone Wars.
You are miles away from any rock or earth. So, if you have any illusions about employing the brutish savagery that passes for bending among you people,
Brutish savage.
It's funny how they look down upon people who move dirt. Like savagery, you know?
Katara?
Haru!
What are you doing here?
It's my fault you were captured. I came to rescue you.
What if they put him in like a different facility or something?
I'm a little bit surprised that they...
Dad, this is Katara.
It's an honor to meet you.
Have some dinner, Katara. Rest of us will simply have to hope for warmer weather.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your escape plan?
Excuse me?
You know, the plan to get everyone off the rig? What is it? Mutiny? Sabotage?
The plan is to survive. Wait out this war.
Voice character off of Diablo
Hope that one
3.
day some of us can
Okay.
get back home and forget this ever happened. And he won't stand for any rebellion. I'm sorry, but we're powerless.
We'll see about that.
I'm surprised they allow them to all congregate like that.
It's kind of like a courtyard, though, you know?
Some of you may think that the Fire Nation has made you powerless. Yes, they have taken away your ability to bend.
When all rock and stone has eroded away.
The time to fight back is now. I can tell you the Avatar has returned.
Let us fight for our freedom!
I figured the idea of the Avatar would be a detail, you know, that he'd be interested in.
Correct, yeah.
Maybe that she's from a water village. Or he might be thinking that she's talking out his ass. How do they track her, though?
Katara, what's wrong?
I'm not leaving. I'm not giving up on these people.
I say you're both crazy.
Last chance. We need to leave now.
No.
Why is it a last chance, though? They were able to do this once. Why can't... Okay, tomorrow night at midnight, you know?
Yeah.
Which was it? A buffalo or a bison?
I'm not sure what the difference is.
But that's not really the point, is it, sir? I'll decide what the point is, fool.
We don't have much time. What are we gonna do?
Brown, I tried talking the Earthbenders into fighting back, but it didn't work.
If there was just a way to help them help themselves.
For that, they need some kind of earth or some rock.
Nah, look at the smoke. I bet they're burning coal. In other words, Earth.
It'd be a terrible place to be.
We're running out of
Yeah.
time.
The whole beginning of Armageddon.
There's a huge deposit of coal at the base of the silo, and the whole system is ventilated. Kane closed off all the vents
You're
except
from a fucking little village. How do you know this?
Tara, stop! You can't win this fight!
Here's your chance, Earthbenders! Take it! Your fate is in your own hands!
Come on.
Foolish girl. You thought a few inspirational words and some coal would change these people? Look at these blank, hopeless faces. Their spirits were broken a long time ago. You failed. Show no mercy!
For the Earth Kingdom attack!
It's kind of cool that it's coal
Yeah.
and fire, you know? So
Yeah.
it's...
Do not let them escape!
Guys, throw me some coal!
No, please, I can't swim.
Don't worry. I hear cowards float.
Murder those guys.
I want to thank you for saving me. For saving us.
All it took was a little coal.
It wasn't the coal, Katara. It was you.
Thank you for helping me find my courage, Katara of the Water Tribe.
He's like a
He plays a
strong, epic voice. You
He
know?
plays the voice of Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper in Star Wars: The Old
Take
Republic
back all
MMO.
of our villages. The Fire Nation will regret the day they set foot on our land.
Ours is to get Aang to the North Pole.
That's him, isn't it? The Avatar. Wish there was some way.
I know.
My mother's necklace! It's gone!
Guys, that was our reaction. Well, your reaction, and this is our discussion. And I thought this was a pretty inspirational episode. What stood out to you?
I just thought it, you know, it kind of... I thought that the story arc was just kind of moving along at a pretty good pace, and I feel like this kind of like a sidetrack, kind of like a detour, because certainly they didn't have to...
Help all these slaves.
Yeah, like it wasn't... And even after she got herself imprisoned, and then they came, like, she still had the opportunity to leave, but they chose to stay, which wasn't necessary. So I felt like it kind of detoured a little bit. I don't know if this is going to play a part later with her saving these Earthbenders.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was a good kind of break from this routine that we've been in of the Fire Nation just kind of chasing them around place to place to place. And,
Yeah.
you know.
It's almost like they were looking for trouble in this episode. So, yeah, they didn't have to, but I think Katara's moral conscience or compass dictated that she must help these people. She felt very responsible for Haru being captured, so she felt obviously inclined to free him.
Right.
But then what was cool is he got to reunite with his father, Tyro, who's been there for however long, enslaved, but his spirit wasn't broken. But I thought it was a cool idea that people, like captives, eventually start to their spirits break and they don't try to escape anymore. They even start to empathize with their captors. One thing we were talking about was Nazi Germany with collaborators, like people who were forced to do, like, I will kill your son unless you kill this Jewish person who's too old to work.
Well, psychologically, there's actually a term for.
Lawrence Nightingale, such a.
But there is a psychological thing where even captors.
Yeah.
The slaves will eventually come to defend them.
Yeah.
And protect them and stick up for them in their actions. So I think that's just one of those things. Like you said, these people's spirits are just completely broken. And
it wasn't one conversation. They literally didn't care when she had that motivational speech. They had to have the rocks there to take action. But the reason I brought that up with the collaborators was that fucking douche.
Yeah, the old guy.
Yeah, I'd go back to there and kill his ass. For turning me in. Yeah,
no, that was something that I was not expecting. But like too, you brought it up. The scene where, Katara's giving that epic speech that ends up being a flop and no one really cares. And the warden overhears it, and she makes mention of the Avatar, like you said, you would have thought that would have been of much more interest to him than it was, unless he just thought, well, she's just giving a speech.
Yeah, right. She's talking out of his ass.
Right.
That's how I took it. I mean, even with the rocks on the boat that they were on, like he just walked away and let them sit there because he was just convinced in that philosophy of we broke these people and now they'll do anything.
Right.
But he was wrong, and I think that's always just a cool story. Guys, thank you so much for watching our reaction. If you like us, you want to support us, hit that subscribe button. Just smash it. Just punch your keyboard. Punch your mouse. You can also just leave a comment. It really helps. You can also join us on Patreon. Helps us. Helps Tom drive here because, he needs gas money. We appreciate you guys. See you later.
Thanks, guys.